California. We're showing not only the rest of the country, but the rest of the world what racing is like here in the best place in the world to go racing. Brad Keating, just 9 points separating two champions. All right, turn 4 as they come right by you and all the way across the front of the grandstand. Make sure you show these races your appreciation. These guys have had a phenomenal 19 race season. This race will wrap it all up in the Kart FedEx Championship Series season. On your feet, Southern California. I never thought I would see the day where I could say 100,000 people come to get on their feet and they would actually do it. Started on Saturday morning. California Speedway, get ready for the start. Drop the green flag. The Marlboro was presented by Toyota. Entry being made. Got through it, gets a little bit of an edge coming down. Went from the outside. There's Max Pappas. Here coming is Juan Montoya. Suddenly we've got Pappas up there in the front, and we've got Pruitt all the way back to 5th place. Off of turn 2, Max Pappas, and then Juan Montoya. If you saw the Michigan race, the US 500, you know what we're talking about. Here we go again, Mad Max. Here comes Montoya and Vassar on the inside, going down into turn number 3, and they are dicing the position right away. Not even Here comes Michael Andretti, dives to the inside, takes fuel. But Michael Andretti coming off corner number 4. Up there in 6th place, Al Unser Jr., Scott Pruitt, Brian Herta, Tony Kanaan, and Patrick Carpentier. And that's the way we run here. We're getting ready for Montana. Joe Benson with you here at the California Speedway. We have 18-inch Fisher Color TV. And rides on the Goodyear Blimp. Donna DeMira has won 2 rides to the Goodyear Blimp. And Georgette Georgette won 2 more Blimp rides. You can't buy those vans. No, you got to go to gate 13 to claim them, though. Gate 13. We'll be back to green flag racing here shortly at California Speedway.
He was going pretty quick there when he hit. You hear that? Right rear takes a while to get up.
Climbing out under his own power. Now it's Barrett. Father down in turn 4. Again, under the yellow flag. And there. Here in the front straightaway, giving out the cheers. The tough breaker, Alex Barrett. A couple of years ago, he was the Toyota Atlantic champion. And proved himself to be a very capable race car driver, and got a ride with Penske. He was with the Dan Gurney team earlier. His head's on up to the wall. It started to come around with the rear end, and then it just rode the wall around onto the front side of the racetrack. So we're under yet another yellow flag here. Is now running in 6th. Allinger Jr. 7th, and Brian Herta, and Scott Pruitt is 10th. And that is significant for Team Cool Green. If Alternates, he can move up. He can
Juan Montoya as he comes down there. Michael Andretti on the inside. Jim Murphy is there.
Michael Andretti pulls in. Juan can go past on the pit lane as long as he doesn't go over 50. It's still part of the racetrack. Michael Andretti's crew to my left doing him. Meanwhile, his teammate Christian Fittipaldi to my right. Everything is smooth, everything methodical. Michael Andretti down in the way. Here goes Christian. There goes Jimmy Vassar and Alonso Jr.
We watch the scramble as they head on down. Very close coming down there. Juan Montoya gets out ahead of them.
Oh, a gaggle of race cars. Mad Max Pappas almost got into the side of somebody, but he is out cleanly. There's Michael Andretti, Christian Fittipaldi. So it changes ever so slightly as Juan Montoya out there. Behind him is Dario Franchitti.
So the cars head down, still under the yellow in the apron part of the racetrack, and now headed on down the back straightaway, getting ready to catch up with the pace car coming up here in a moment. But there he is, the man in the front is Juan Montoya.
In the last 4 seasons, how many times have we seen the Target Chip Ganassi crew give their guy a super pit stop, get him out ahead of somebody, and pick up position as a result of that? Just literally much. These guys are so good.
Backing down pit lane, apparently it's been, and he's got a little bit of fire there at the back of that particular car.
That's tough break for Genesee as well. In the particular car in 1999, he very much wanted to especially in Michigan, but unfortunately coming off to a corner coming down.
Was down on the apron getting ready to go. And then down there, turned around, so obviously something put that fire there. Ready to put it out there onto the tires. Well, in a situation with that. Dennis Patullo now talking to the safety crews as the car sits there. 86 laps completed here. Max Pappas is the man on the point. Right behind him, Paul Tracy, Juan Montoya, Christian Fittipaldi, Emilio Castro Neves, top 5, and Adrian Fernandez, Mauricio Vassar, Alonso Jr., and Tony Kanaan. That's the way we run it here at the California Speedway. Presented by Toyota. This is the Flying Tools Kart Radio Network. 87 laps in the book. Max Pappas in the lead. Yellow flag condition once again. This one should not be very long. Hope you're enjoying yourselves here at the California Speedway. Marlboro 500 presented by Toyota. Series championship yet to be determined. $1 million first prize for winning the race. Max Pappas in the same position he was in Michigan, middle of the summer.
kind of hanging out over there. But that's
good one.
Yeah, I only got here about an hour ago, so.
Well, there wasn't anything else going on.
Yeah, so it was pouring at my house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's gotta be.
Well, some of the days that it's going to hold off down really downpour till Sunday night. So you can't be on an airplane going home.
You don't have to.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's trash.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's just a holding container.
Piloted by Joe LeBaron and Helio Castroneves. Enjoy all of the fun and excitement here at California Speedway during the Marlboro 500.
Absolutely, Joe. And MCI World Cup, he was last in the line, and he only took one lap.
Practice. Fastest top speed, full racing took a lap of 133.8 miles an hour.
But, he's lost it twice this year. Really thought he had a good run of over 139 miles an hour.
start racing. So we're supposed to not too long ago.
26 drivers.
They just found out how to cross it.
Averaging speeds around 244 to about 3.
Did Ray say if he wants to set down?
Oh, we definitely want to set that. You got to remember. You can change the tire.
What's your problem?
Took you from cricket to that?
Oh, I just asked.
You hear the response?
That car is heavily damaged there, coming down to the checkered flag. But we've got Dixon, the winner. He wins the championship. He wins the race by 1/100th of a second.
All right, our driver's waving. He's actually getting out of his car. That is great to see.
news. Absolutely. Let him hear your appreciation for a phenomenal race. He is okay. And I'll tell you what, the big Indy Light Series has never been more exciting than it is when you have two guys, first and second place in points, that are coming down to the final lap here at California Speedway. And right there, you see why these cars are such a great joy. Here, a hard crash, you can see the car, the back of it destroyed. I think when he sees that replay, and he's going to know just how lucky he is when you're upside down going across the start-finish line as he was. As you said earlier, these cars are just built so much for safety. They take Bill Benson on his way up to the tower. I'm Sean Barr. We'll have play-by-play with our friends from the Kart Radio Network in just a moment. Juan Montoya looking to make a piece of history himself, only picking up $1 million for the first year at California Speedway. Juan Montoya, as they come out of turn number 4, let's get crazy. Let's start showing our appreciation for Southern California. Make some noise in turn 4. These drivers continue to earn their cars, so they can hear you indeed as they come across the start-finish line. Here we go. Everybody cheering, making some noise as these guys go on a little show for the Marlboro 500 presented by Toyota. An incredible season it's been in the Kart FedEx Championship Series. Here they come, down the front straightaway. Showing your appreciation, make some noise. Everybody on your feet as we get ready to go green flag racing here in California.
Love that team here in Cleveland. Yep. Here in Indycar. Just can't get enough.
He was half a second off that lead battle. It is the 97 car of Toyota Delano. We see him moving around the bit, which is the car with the Pioneer car, and perhaps an involvement there.
It's okay. I think Tracy touched it. Crazy all of a sudden slowed down right over there.
We got a motor problem there for the 26 car, which is the problem for Paul Tracy. So there goes any championship home for him.
Well, the Kart Survivor Series continues. Paul Tracy, unfortunately, no fault of his own, has been voted off the island.
When I saw him here, I saw him just get off the gas.
So, Indy Car, you're under our first yellow. Paul Tracy is out of the race. Indy Car, Michael Andretti are out. This is the 500 presented by Toyota.
Commercials on a day.
Leader to hit his
laps. They are waiting for him. Here he comes. Emil Castellanos goes on down. He comes to a stop very slowly in front of the captain.
Another part of the racetrack as well. So Juan Montoya, Dario Fraser, Mike Landretti, Gilda Barrett, Jimmy Batter, top 5, Kenny Breck, Tony Canan, Max Pappas, Peter Fernandez, and Alex Sanchez.
Got this to the credit of the Pesky Racing Sim. You've got a guy that's running up front of him who had a little problem on the fifth stop. The fifth rain, now you turn the engines off, it gets cold, dampness. How does this affect everybody?
We don't lose a little continuity. It's just a matter of regrouping and seeing where we were those first 30 years.
Just causing any problems, the engine to the car itself, making it look like this.
Exactly what to do, and we're waiting for Al Leiter to return over to the broadcast booth and join us up here, as we can see behind me. And again, we're waiting for that Parker again, and that's full round. Now we are certain that they're going to change it over to release tomorrow. This is 1 second.
He was just kind of sitting at his table.
Everybody. 循環してると思うから。
both. Laser Eye Center. Laser Eye Center is the pioneer. 92464. Sports Watch. Just one of the games we're playing at San Manuel.
But, yeah, the whole got picked up.
We're always coming through. Eastwood Insurance. Eastwood Insurance New Year's resolution.
Yes, to put all the
With all my
traffic
friends,
down.
you know, I said, well, 99 of our friends stood us up, so that's why
Many people have to work.
I got you. Right on. You're more than Stiffy 96.7 Kick.
Kind of looks like Friday.
Make sure she sits on that side in future.
Most winning drivers, active drivers in cars, Michael Andretti. Gil LeBaron starting fourth. Gil LeBaron has a chance to win his first championship today. Starting from the pole, he's done that more times this year. 10 front row starts, 5 to the pole for Gil LeBaron. Followed by Jimmy Vasser, past champion, winner here at California Speedway. Followed by Kenny Brett, Rookie of the Year, a guy who also knows how to win 500-mile races. Followed by Tony Kanaan, who's been in the same position before. Max Pappas.
Michael Andretti coming out of turn number 2. What a pass on the outside. He gets both Dario Franchitti and the champion. Right now, Franchitti and Montoya to be set. Montoya on the outside. They are in turn 4.
And then it appears that a mechanical problem. We've got it appears Oriol Servia's car is heavily involved in this incident, but we see him moving around in the cockpit okay. The wheel feathers work, but yeah, all 4 corners of that race car are messed up, and we've got an awful lot of smoke down there in turn 1. Watch it again here, Ned Wicker.
Well, here comes they sandwiched Juan Montoya.
Moving around in the cockpit, and that is certainly good news. May have gotten into the debris from this, or may have touched another race car.
They wrap it up and tapping back out another way, so they don't find.
Montoya moved to second place and then pulled back in line just a little bit. We also have
dropping back a little bit. He was trying to pass Alex Barrett, a back bunker, and then had to drop in, and he's falling back a little bit. Could be a problem for Montoya. Let's go to Jim Irvin.
Well, a few laps to go. Richard Bushman was at the front. Now, well, he's on the pit lane. A sick engine has brought him down here. They don't like the sound of it. They're going to go ahead and take it off. They're about to do it.
So we've got the yellow flag for the race coming out here, and we will once again be running under yellow here at California Speedway. Max Pappas, the leader in this incident, as Kenny Brett, Mark Lundell, Juan Montoya top 5, then Fittipaldi, Moreno, Fernandez, LeBaron, and Tagliani. And here, Ned Wicker, here's what you look at. Moments ago, we were looking at positions in such a way that Fernandez would be the points leader if it ended in that situation. But now LeBaron, who rides in 9th, is ahead or just behind Fernandez in 8th. So the differential would be 5 in favor of LeBaron. So
a year ago, we had Juan Montoya and Dario Franchitti, and we were watching that points battle ever so slightly. At the end of the race, of course, it was a dead tie with 212 points for each driver. Now we have a very similar situation. We could well have a tie here at the end of the California Speedway event. But Shinji Nakano ends his season with engine failure. He, of course, will be part of Fernandez Racing next year. Is he engaged in Fernandez up there? Yes, he's very close to the front. He doesn't know what year he is. He doesn't know what race he's running. He's going a little fast, right? But how is this remember, Max happened at that big accident on Friday. He was injured, but he's very, very strong. He's out there playing hurt. He's out here at Western down here. He's out there to get back to the car. Understand he's going in for MRI. He checks out some more this evening.
okay, let's take a look now at 120 laps. So we're just 5 laps short of half. Mark Lundell coasts across the start-finish line.
Tony Kanaan went through just a little while ago. So another Mercedes engine has let the thing go. So Mark Lundell, that was a spectacular pass. They were 3 of left down into turn 1 in
high as he could, but somewhere along this racetrack, he's going to have to go across the racing line because he was on the outside then as the mechanical problem developed.
When you're coming off
The leader, followed by Juan Montoya, Ela Castaneves, Christian Fittipaldi, and Jill Barron. That is our top five. Now, Paul Tracy was out of this race yesterday, but the racing team won something. For the second year in a row. California Speedway, as we have now 184 laps completed. And we've got pit stops being made now. Pit stops once again being made by our leaders. Let's go down to Jim Murphy.
Adrian Fernandez said they're going to go ahead and put on 4 tires of fuel. We've got a problem at the pit of Alex Tagliani as well as somebody is on the ground. Looks like routine service. No, somebody just tripped over there, so everybody is doing well. It was routine service.
Let's go to Larry.
Jill Barron, our points leader, has killed his engine. They refired. Now he's trying to get out finally.
Really happy, but you know what? The car is still going.
Remember 1 year ago, Mario Franchitti was the point leader. He had a disastrous pit stop here at the California Speedway. That gave Juan Montoya.
In the lead, he has been on that lead lap all day long.
How many people expected Casey Mears to lead this race? Not very many. He got a lot of media attention.
In the yellow, Casey Mears leads it. Alex Barron in second place. Roberto Moreno rides in third. Juan Montoya and Ela Castaneves finish in top five. And for Dave Fittipaldi, Fernandez, Barron, a start in this one. So we are getting late. Clouds coming over the mountains there.
That's indicates they were having some battery problems and they're trying to get it to get fuel. Also, they're talking to him about use the fuel. Weather could be coming. So it may turn into a sprint race. If all of the fuel mileage calculations go off the weather, you just crank it, you go, and you hope you're on the lead lap. Just in case. Just never know.
Again, to run here under the yellow, they are taking the opportunity to do some cleaning of the racetrack in other areas. Pace cars really bringing the cars down on a low line as we have the jet blower working the high line down there in the turn line. To do so as we're working the situation coming on the
Race car now is focused with the field. So Darcio Marquez, well, kind of a man by himself.
Sponsors of Championship Auto Racing Team with the FedEx Championship Series. Craftsman, sponsor of the Pit Crew Challenge. TrueSport is sponsor of the Jim Truman Rookie of the Year Award.
Fernandez up there in the 7th place, so that's what he wants to do. Say that again, Fernandez has been able to get back and around the number 40, the County Quaker State
Race here in the Carson Championship Series. Not very happy about that indeed. As Montoya now coasts into pit lane.
seen this situation a number of times as cars have been challenging for the lead or second place, whatever, and boom, there it goes.
Two cars. Larry Henry, you were talking a little while ago about how the temperature, the ambient temperature, and the track temperature has dropped. They were underclocked.
Once again, as Alex Barron for the second race in a row. Look at a problem for Alex Barron. Say Alex Tagliani, whose car is up into the wall in third place. The yellow flag goes out. The green car going to end this one under the yellow flag. Alex Tagliani, a hard hit there. We see him moving around in the cockpit. And let's go on down. Let's go down.
Over again until you get to the checkered flag. Lights out. They know it's going to be, if they can get around 2 more miles, they're all high-fiving each other.
Half a lap to go. It's going to be a very slow last lap here in California.
And it could not be slower for Gilles DeFerrin. He would just as soon get this over with. DeFerrin, let's go back a year. Roger Penske at Detroit said he was going to go with the Reynards, he was going to go with the Hondas, he was going to go with Gilles DeFerrin, and it has been some season for that team.
Well, not only some season for that team, but how about the race here for Christian Fittipaldi, looking now at his second race win. His second race win coming after last year's victory that we saw Speedway at Marlboro. So, the main car, field behind it. Not a particularly large field either. Basically comes down here, a lot of attrition. There it is. There is your winner, Christian Fittipaldi. There is your champion, Gilles DeFerrin. And there's a great rookie performance to be sure by Casey Mears. All of those cars coming across the line together along with Adrian Fernandez, Roberto Moreno, and Larry Henry again.
Yeah, Roger Penske's got the championship hat out. Roger, congratulations. It's been a long time. Wow. Well, it's a great job, Gil. I just don't know what to say. 3 years getting the 100th win. Took almost 7 years to get the next championship, but there you got it with all the championship the guys celebrated. Thank you very much. It's jubilation,
Fittipaldi, but for FedEx Championship winner, Gilles DeFerrin.
Well, Gilles DeFerrin with 168 points. Hernandez with 158. Moreno winds up third. Roberto with a good run here this first year of driving. Moreno with 147 points. Kenny Brett, who got the point for most laps led. He is fourth in points. Tracy is fifth with 134, and Jimmy Vassar with 131. The safety crew is overhand working with the car again. And right here, second place car, and here it comes with this all-Brazilian podium as Gilles DeFerrin moves into position, as does Christian Fittipaldi, who will move down now into the victory area as the winner here. Yeah, it is very tight and it is very crowded. Everybody is down there, and Christian Fittipaldi arrives now.
That came up short on Saturday, but Roberto Moreno, congratulations on a tremendous effort.
Thank you very much. It's a great day for the Vision team. We didn't have a shot. We had a shot at won't be winning this race.
next to him. Best qualifying run for this guy, Rolando Quintanilla, second generation Dayton Indy Lights driver, the Telmex Rookie Motorsports car out of Calabasas, California. He's in the 64 machine. And then in row 2, Rudy Junco out of Monterrey, Mexico, the Mexico Starlight Diamonds.com, PasilloBase.com car, and Corey Witherill, local guy, Santa Monica, California, the Casino Morongo, Motors TV, Indy Recency Racing car. So we had kind of give them short shrift as we were hustling on into the driver start your engine situation. Boy, that was fun.
Yeah, you think back to March, and have you had a chance, have you been in a situation like this?
These guys are professionals. They have been sitting there. They have been waiting as we all have, and they are ready to go with this event. And of course, we'll be having the Marlboro 500 presented by Toyota coming up immediately after this. So everything just kind of absolutely. So you got Damian Faulkner with 2 race wins, Dan Weldon with a couple of race wins and 2 points separating those guys. So that'll be interesting to see who's going to be a little bit higher when it comes time to get the laurels tonight at the banquet. We continue to watch as the several of the race cars with one more lap. They will pull off once they get the race car. Indy Lights Championship will be giving the go coming up here in just
Fontana under, and I proudly say this, the sunshine. Very
They're in the middle of the racetrack. People cut down and then come on in. Townsend Bell will then be in charge of the field, and we will be underway and racing with our first event of the day here at California Speedway. Pace car ducks down, pulls in. Watching now as the acceleration begins. A little bit of an edge there for Townsend Bell coming through 3. Right now, they're looking very much up and very all line. So this lap will count, but they'll have to come around again and get them lined up.
a flag, get these guys back in line. Here they go side by side now, Tom, out of turn number 3.
Well, also you had that big gap there between first and second as far as the start was concerned. And with that, Quintanilla's got to try and keep up. Now, he is on that higher line. Right now, they look well aligned coming off turn 4. They come by the down into the first turn, getting the brake, Townsend Bell there, slotting in behind Quintanilla, and then on the outside, here comes Danny Weldon. Weldon moving up there for second place. Weldon moves into that second place position, and now tucks himself right under the rear wing of Townsend Bell as they head down the back straightaway.
Definitely a challenge down the back straightaway. Townsend Bell, he is all over. He's got some serious company as he comes into turn number 3. Keep your eye now as they cross the start-finish line for the first time. Is it going to be Townsend Bell leading the first lap? It looks like he does have an edge now. It's starting to pick up just a little bit.
And then you got 3 wide behind that. Leader, Townsend Bell, as he comes down there. Dan Weldon, Quintanilla. Now has to tuck back in behind. Once again, going down into turn number 3. Now we've got a 3-way battle behind them.
And Diaz got the door slammed on him. He moved back to 6, but again, anything's possible still early in the race. Townsend Bell holding off a very persistent Dan Weldon, the rookie, and they have got, it seems to be that Weldon has a shot out of the number 2 turn. He's got something working for him, but he just can't get that pass as he comes into 3.
I don't think he wants to make that pass, but look behind there once again, side by side behind the 2 leaders.
the one who has the advantage in the back of that second group there. He's just biding his time. It looks like he's just hanging out. He's sitting right there where he wants to be, looking to make a move. Doesn't want to do too much too early. We're up for a Sunday afternoon drive as they come out of turn number 3.
We still see the haze, we don't see the pumps, but we see the cars coming off turn 3.
However, the excitement right now is this pack now as they come side by side once again. They've got 2 and 3 wide consistently left.
Marley, Weldon, Bell, coming off turn 4. Here in California. Now let's turn our attention back to that battle behind. Here it is for third place. And Holiday
It was very interesting to see Halliday close the door because it looked like he wanted to go on the inside. He was going to keep just the 2 wheels, as you were saying, on the inside. But I'll tell you what, Halliday just closed the door on Higgins. Dominguez went around to the outside. Diaz also improving on his position for 6th.
So Townsend Bell is the winner. He also takes the $10,000 for the win on the Silver Green Cleanup Award. Dan Weldon is second and lines up second in the point battle. We will have that tonight at the banquet. But let me tell you, that was a close finish there for that 3rd position with Halliday, Higgins, Dominguez all coming alive. Congratulations to Townsend Bell, winner here at California. And congratulations to everybody over the last 16 years.
And we come out here yesterday for qualifying. We had some sunshine. And then here today, we've got some rain here this morning. A different track setup. A little bit of a chance to make some adjustments to these champ cars. And ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation. If you're ready to go racing here, get on. Or eyes if you prefer. Thinking eye because the Monsters Incorporated ended up freaking out about that movie. The PPG pace cars, ladies and gentlemen, coming across the start finish line now in single file. Standing on their feet. You can stop, you can let these guys know they're starting to get up to speed. There's some drivers that are right now. Let's see what they do.
Alex Tagliani as they move into turn number 3. It is still Max Pappas on the point, but he is being challenged.
Six laps completed. Max Pappas was the leader at the line. That that last time by. This is the Marlboro 500 presented by Toyota.
Making a move, finally getting into the top 6. Kenny Bragg dropping back, but he's starting to make a move once again. And Tony Kanaan is 8th. Ryan Hurta moving back to 9th. Mimo Gidley rounds out your top 10. And Jimmy Vasher, let's not forget him in the 11th spot. No stranger to winning here at California Speedway. Back underneath out of turn number 2, but Tagliani shuts the door, and he'll go out for your leader, Max Pappas. Max Pappas now starting to pull away just a little bit. Tagliani being challenged by Paul Tracy. Tuesday night at Phoenicia. We are officially the fact that RLA 870 in Los Angeles is with us here, bringing you the Marlboro News.com. We're going to have the highlight show from Las Vegas on Thursday night at the Almonds Hotel. That's going to be in Brendan Park Stars on tomorrow program. So if you're in the Las Vegas area on Thursday, that is the top 5. It wasn't really a hard rain this morning. It was enough to soak this racetrack, and it'll take a while to get it taken care of. 36 laps, Max Pappas looking for his 3rd win of the year. This is the Marlboro 500 presented by Toyota. It's standard procedure, Joe. They go in, they ask them down, they check them out. It's also
I think the track conditions are fine. It's just that, you know, you have a loose car and then you have any given hard season, and that's just a terrific number, and it speaks to the competitive nature of the entire field. And apparently Roberto Moreno's going to come in and top off as well. And just without methanol, and we'll have to wait and see for further tests in this race. But if we get those long green segments, then we get a little better feel for who's getting what kind of mileage.
Paul has the car shut off. Paul Tracy has a problem. He's been over there. Yeah, the crew is already.
Number one, Moreno ducks underneath Pappas down there and reassumes the race lead. And on the exit of 2, actually halfway through turn number 2, he's already out to about 4 car lengths in front of Max Pappas. But again, here comes Pappas. His exit right on 2 is now that swift. But halfway down the straightaway, he closes down and he is back in front of Moreno.
Max Pappas in 3rd place. Cristiano Damata. Then we got side racing once again. And here comes Bruno Junqueira. Who's up there? Bruno, who had that data box change in that race car early on in the event. He goes to the lead between 1 and 2. You can't take your eye off the racetrack for a second.
You can. I was checking the scoreboard. You know, they really worked hard to keep that car going in this race. And apparently they have still gotten it sorted out finally after the major change earlier on and tweaking it along the way. He's had 7 pit stops.
Takes over 3rd place to go down into 3rd. From the 20 Visteon car coming through turn number 4. So, problems there.
On lap 200, it'll be about a 19 or 18 lap shootout to the end with Bruno Junqueira on the front. And this takes all of the pressure instantly off the fuel strategy. Everybody out there surely has enough to get to the end. Now that they've cut the racing.
Changes, unofficially changes. It's at the stripe that you have to figure that out. So Max Pappas, if he can come back here, there wouldn't have been a lead change officially from these shots.
Tagliani and Junqueira close, and especially Tagliani gaining ground on Max Pappas.
Leaders through 3, coming into 4. This time out, there will be 5.
Off the second turn. Off the second turn. I think Pappas had the draft of D'Amata, and Tagliani did not. So he tucked in behind Max Pappas, and he's down the straightaway. And now they'll try different lanes as they go through turn number 4. That may be an important feat.
That would be 7/100ths of a second, fading back to the line that time. And if we're not able to go down the green, and my sense would be we're not going to be able to, that would do it. What great
further up the track than the painted checkerboard on the track is the official electronic finish line. And I'll tell you what, the difference in space right there was very, very important to those two guys drag racing back to the stripe, Cristiano D'Amata and Max Pappas. And then, I mean, it was less than what I said a foot time. I was guessing. Now we've seen a replay, and it was closer to that.
So right now, you've got the two leaders running side by side under the yellow here. They'll be coming around, and this is going to complete that 2 and 2 series. Will be left. They're right now coming down and less than 2 laps to go. They'll be looking at the white flag along with that yellow. Next time by, one third time this year. What absolute great racing again. And the problem here, Scott Dixon, who we understand is okay as he is down there at some great safety crew working with him. Of course, we'll be hearing from our top 3 finishers when we get done with this event. Boy, I can look across there and really see the big screen really, really bright tonight, because it's basically, it has gotten that way. But this has been such a great race. It's too bad that it is ending under yellow. But Chris McNorth, we saw exactly the kind of battle we expected coming into this one.
Well, and yeah, terrific run to the wire. Now, the official margin of victory, once it's posted in the box score, will be based on the
Michael Andretti, Casey Mears, Alex Barrett, and Patrick Carpente. That's the top 5. This is the Marlboro Lap, presented by Toyota.
7, $1,000 million.
Unbelievable, Joe, and I'll tell you what, to see that 71,700, to see these two cars go side by side up the line there with that yellow at the end, you can see the race, and then the yellow on the left side of the race, it's been this way all day. And I'll tell you what, it's been here.
Did we enjoy the race here at the California Speedway?
Like a chess game, you have to be in position to win as much as having a fast car.
Yeah, I didn't want to be in the lead with 2 laps to go because the draft is tremendous here, and sometimes when you're up front, you know, you use your motor, and towards the end of the race, I wanted to have the maximum of speed and power to be able to pass, and like I said, those two guys were fighting and they were slowing them down, and I just wanted to wait for the right opportunity.
Okay, tag, third place finisher, and the celebration going on in victory circle. Let's go.
Well, I tell you what, it's very interesting here. Oh, here comes Paul Newman and Carl Hansens for the 2nd year in a row. Their driver has won the $1 million here at California Speedway. I tell you what, that's a great... Carl Hansens.